Welcome to Kitty's Micro Solutions, your trusted partner for innovative web and software development.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got, a really interesting stack of sources you sent us. It's about Kitty's Micro Solutions, KMS, and specifically their pretty aggressive expansion strategy. They're an ERP and accounting automation software.
Right. And it's specialized stuff, especially for South and East Asia.
Yeah, so our mission today is to kind of unpack their business model. It seems unique. How can a company be super specialized technically, with complex tax software? But at the same time, build this international partner program where partners need zero investment.
That's the core puzzle, isn't it? This strategic paradox.
Exactly. How do they plan to use that to tackle such a diverse region?
Well, the foundation is their product, customized, ready-made ERP software. And it's all geared towards GST and VAT systems, which vary hugely across countries. Their whole thing, their belief, is empowering automation by delivering tomorrow's technologies today.
So they have to stay ahead of the curve, constantly.
Precisely, across multiple countries' regulations.
Okay, so what is the actual product suite then? If it has to support this massive ambition, it can't just be one piece of software, right?
No, exactly. It's a range. The base is their GST, VAT, ERP accounting software. That covers the essentials. Billing, inventory, stock management, general business stuff.
Standard ERP functions.
Right. But the key part for different markets is their customized ERP software. They tailor it for specific sectors, manufacturing, retail, service businesses. Each has unique needs.
And I saw in the sources they also do websites, e-commerce integration.
Yeah, they cover that whole digital front end too. Business websites, e-commerce platforms, integrated payment gateways, order tracking, the works.
And deployment options, cloud or offline.
Both. They offer online cloud-based options, but also offline software, which is smart, thinking about the different levels of internet infrastructure in the target markets.
Makes sense. So where are they based? Where are they aiming?
Physically, they're registered in Hyderabad, India. That's the HQ. But the reseller program scope is, it's huge.
Which countries?
They're actively recruiting partners in India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, China, and Myanmar.
Wow. 8 countries.
8 very different countries. Think about the operational challenge there.
Yeah, managing compliance, regulations.
Across vastly different economic and legal systems, for KMS to deliver reliable, real-time ERP across all that, they must have an incredibly strong, centralized technical capability. That's what has to power this whole thing.
And they're not quite about looking for partners, are they?
Not at all. The sources show a very aggressive, digitally focused promotional strategy, lots of calls to action, YouTube channel plugs, trying to get the word out.
Using digital platforms to scale recruitment. Makes sense.
They're definitely all in on that approach.
Okay, let's dig into that partner model. Because that seems like the real strategic twist here. Usually, software resellers need cash up front or technical certifications.
Right. KMS flips that completely.
How so?
Their core pitch to partners is zero investment needed to start. And maybe even more surprising, absolutely no coding or technical knowledge required.
Really? For complex ERP software?
That's what they claim. And that just blows the doors open on who can potentially partner with them.
But why? If the software is complicated, why take all the risk away from the partner?
It's a calculated trade-off, I think, a strategic bet. KMS is essentially saying, look, we'll handle the tech complexity, the capital risk. If you handle the local relationships, the customer finding, the market entry.
So they're weaponizing their technical specialization, turning a barrier into a sales tool.
Sort of, yeah. By removing those entry hurdles, they say they want to open doors to successful, reliable, and profitable businesses for their partners. They're not hunting for IT gurus. They want people with local networks, trusted advisors.
Right, people who already have the soft skills, the relationship.
Exactly. They can gather leads, understand local business pain points. KMS handles the hard skills.
So who are they targeting then? Who fits this model?
It's a really wide net. Accountants, consultants, obvious fit, they know the client needs. But also digital marketers, business promoters, people who know how to generate leads, and then hardware vendors, other software sellers, even startup folks and freelancers.
Basically anyone with a business network.
Pretty much. Your job is just to market this specialized product, bring in the lead, and earn commission without ever needing to worry about installing servers or configuring tax codes. And that clear division of labor is what makes it potentially work. The partner's role is very specific. Relationship manager, lead funnel.
Non-technical, but critical.
Absolutely. 3 main things. First, lead generation. Be the connection between the customer and KMS. Second, requirements gathering. This one's interesting. They need to get detailed needs from the customer and file that lead properly with KMS. And third, just promotion. Online, offline, getting the word out about the VFAT GST ERP solutions.
Hold on, though. Requirements gathering. If the partner has no tech knowledge, how can they gather detailed requirements for customized ERP? Isn't that a huge risk where things could go wrong?
That is an excellent point, and it really highlights how robust KMS's internal systems must be. It suggests they probably have very structured templates, maybe online forums, rigorous training for partners on how to ask questions. The partner isn't designing the solution, right? They're translating a local business need, like we need to track inventory across 3 warehouses with different tax rates into structured data points.
Data points that the KMS engineers can then use.
Exactly. The partner captures the what, KMS figures out the how. The risk is definitely there, yes. But the potential reward is that massive market access.
Okay, so KMS takes on that translation risk and all the implementation risk too.
Yeah, that's the deal. The partner focuses purely on sales, on relationships. KMS guarantees the heavy lifting.
Like what specifically?
Full implementation, installations, setup, deployment, they handle it all. They provide comprehensive customer training. And this is the big one, the major commitment. Lifetime technical support for every client.
Lifetime support for complex, customized tax software across 8 countries.
That's the promise. It's a massive undertaking for KMS. But it's also what makes the partnership viable. It ensures the partner's clients are happy long term, which means recurring income for the partner, theoretically, without the support headaches. And that lifetime support promise, really the whole partner model, it all comes down to one thing: KMS's ability to actually deliver on customizing their software for all those different constantly changing tax systems.
Right, that's where the trusted technology partner claim gets tested.
Exactly. This is where we shift from the business strategy to the raw technical difficulty. It's not just the number of countries, it's how fundamentally different their tax systems are, what they tax, how they tax it.
So let's look at some examples from the sources. The contrast seems pretty stark.
It really is. Start with India. Relatively mature, unified system now with GST. Goods and services tax replaced older things like VAT, service tax, so the software needs to handle GST, plus corporate taxes, maybe state-level things like stamp duty. Complex, but somewhat unified.
Okay, now compare that to, say, China.
China is a whole different beast. VAT, the value-added tax, is huge there, their biggest source of tax revenue. Then you have corporate income tax, CIT. But KMS also needs to handle very specific things, like an environmental protection tax and even a land appreciation tax.
Land appreciation tax. So the software tracks changes in property value for tax purposes.
Seems like it. You're tracking income, sales, environmental factors, and land value changes simultaneously. That's complex.
Wow. Okay, what about smaller places? Bhutan was mentioned.
Bhutan is fascinating. They have standard corporate taxes, and they're planning a 5% GST. But the sources mention unique rural taxes on land, specific houses, even cattle.
Taxes on cattle managed through an ERP system.
Apparently, that's an incredible level of hyper-local detail. Plus, for tourism businesses, Bhutan has that high daily sustainable development fee, SDF, for visitors. That also needs tracking.
So the system needs to handle corporate income, maybe GST, tourist fees, and livestock taxes.
All in one.
That's the implication. The flexibility required is immense.
What about the others? Pakistan, Bangladesh? It just adds more variety. Pakistan. Complex mix of federal and provincial sales tax, withholding taxes. Nepal and Bangladesh. Primarily VAT, often with extra duties on certain goods.
And Myanmar's Afghanistan?
Myanmar uses commercial tax and specific goods tax, sometimes focused on state resources. Afghanistan, the sources note, actually has minimal tax on goods and services currently. So the software has to be flexible enough to scale down complexity too, while still handling necessary corporate taxes.
Okay, so it's the sheer breadth, from complex VAT and CIT in China to, well, cattle taxes in Bhutan.
Exactly. Mastering that hyper-customization, that's KMS's core value proposition. That technical capability is what underpins the promise of reliability, scalability, affordability. And ultimately, it's what allows that zero-investment partner model to even exist across such different markets. Hashtag tag outro. So summing it up, KMS positions itself as more than just software developers. They call themselves a unique group of people. Thinkers, planners, coders, delivering end-to-end solutions, and they have to be focused on constant innovation and learning because those tax codes they rely on, they never stand still.
Right. So the key takeaway for you listening, whether you're thinking of partnering or competing, is the potential profitability here. Becoming a KMS reseller is framed as a long-term play. Recurring income, leveraging top-tier tech. All by focusing on what partners often do best, finding leads and building relationships. No tech headaches.
But that dependency is the crux of it.
Yeah, let's circle back to that paradox we started with. The whole model rests on KMS's central tech team being flawless constantly.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe something for you to mull over. Okay, the partner puts in zero investment, but their income, their business, depends entirely on KMS delivering lifetime support across 8 volatile tax systems.
So what are the non-technical risks for that partner? What happens if there's a major tax overhaul, say in China or India, and KMS struggles to update quickly? If there's a compliance glitch, a buggy patch? How stable is that partner's zero investment business when the core tech engine briefly stumbles under that immense pressure?
We need to streamline our workflow to meet the new deadlines. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe.